I've looked at it left and right. I cannot figure out the 7.5 surface, so let's take a closer look. So fortunately, the 7.5 surface is not super hardcore. I got a couple dings on his face, but the front and the back, like the surface looks fantastic. I'm just using that light, you guys, as like a wand so you can see the coating, the surface the way I see it. So that looks like the area that looks like it needs most attention. So I'm gonna put this thing in humidity right now, and we'll start with like 35 minutes and see what we do, and then we will clean up the front and back and hopefully take this surface higher than a 7.5. So this is one of the reasons I really enjoy looking at Beckett slabs is, you know, this Messi rookie is just a monster, and centering perfect, right? Whatever, edges great, corners they're gonna be just fine. But the surface, man, I was staring at this thing through the slab and putting it under light, and I'm like, what the heck am I missing? Like a 7.5 is usually a noticeable surface issue, and I tell you what, guys, I'm not really seeing it. I see a couple things on the back I'll show you. I just took the card out of humidity. I had a couple little dings on the back that I was able to get to come up for me a little bit because it's a thin card. It was like on his face. It's just a little bit in there, just a little bit, but I still don't think it's a 7.5 surface. There's a couple little fine little, like just stray little surface like scratchy things here. So I just want to do a couple things with this. Show you that if you collect, you know, the Messi rookie or any of the mega cracks, even though it's a thin card, it's paper card, it has a really resilient finish on it, so you can give it a polish. So I just want to get this thing presenting awesome because it's so close to being there. And sometimes I'll crack open a card, and I'm sure you guys have been there too, where you do it and you think it looks good, and then you'll get it open and you're like, oh my god, what did I do? So fortunately, this wasn't the case with this one. Looks pretty darn good. And I'll probably do a couple more just brief stints in humidity to get the little bumps on the back to hopefully raise up for me. But I wanted to use this time, I wanted to use this time with you guys to show you that if you run into these and they have any surface little stuff on them, you can give them a quick polish and they'll come out looking really good. And remember, just courtesy reminder, always wipe towards the edge. Little paper card like this is not forgiving. You catch one of these corners, man, it's not like catching the corner of a prism or an optic that won't do much. This thing would shred on you. Look at that. 7.5 surface, come on. So this card in an 8.5, you might even think, like, from a value perspective, like, why mess with it? And you don't have to, you know, you don't have to, but I just think that the collector in me and the you know, just maybe the competitive side of me looks at that and goes, I don't accept that. I don't accept that 7.5. Show me. Like, I just don't think it's a 7.5. I've seen vintage cards with shredded surfaces get, you know, better scores than that. Beautiful card, man. Awesome, awesome card. If you own these or pick one up, I would wear gloves with it. It's got a super shiny surface, fingerprint magnet, and you just don't want to leave anything on it. Thin surfaces like this, your fingerprints are oils, you know, and you don't want to leave an oil resting on a card for a long time. It can cause that, like, patina and those age spots. Mainly all those age spots and stuff you see on cards are the direct results of just handling, you know. Just how it goes. Don't move the card, move your mat. Just keep the card happy, let it sit. And again, it doesn't matter if you're working on a $5 card or a, you know, very valuable card. Just use the same practices every time, so you're always, like, just repeating your process when you're working on your cards. And that way you can work on the valuable stuff in your collection and not be like nervous or anxious. Now I want to take a look at the back. That was the only part that... Check that out, man. We got that S scratch away from his face. I feel good about this one. I really do. I got a couple little pock marks right there by his chin, if you guys can see it. Right in there. Just very little. And I'm under heavy light here. So I'm just going to put that back in the humidor for a little bit, but the surface looks fantastic. I agree with Beckett on almost all of this. Centering for sure, edges for sure, corners. There's one little corner I'm going to touch, you guys, that I'm going to just use a corner tool on it. But I'll post it in the pictures. That's it, man. I think that's the best shot we can give it. So stay tuned. This one's getting graded for sure, and I'll do an update ASAP. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Gear.